The gap between the 1% and the 99% is massive. In this motivational video, Robert Kiyosaki reveals how to reach your financial riches in 2023. If tomorrow you were to wake up and lose all the money you have ever earned through networking promotions, how would you handle it? The thought of losing everything you have worked so hard for can be terrifying and career-ending. However, for entrepreneurs like Robert Kiyosaki, author of the famous book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, this is a daily battle. Kiyosaki knows what it feels like to wake up with nothing, no contacts, and only the knowledge and experience gained throughout his career. So, how do you rebuild from there? Having been in that position multiple times, Kiyosaki believes it's not a big deal. You simply figure out what is needed and wanted, and then go do it. Entrepreneurs have one thing in common: they keep going. They are willing to change the rules and reinvent themselves. Whether you are an employee or a small business owner, the mindset and skills set required for entrepreneurship are different. According to Kiyosaki, being the entrepreneur you were meant to be means accepting both the lows and the highs, and constantly learning to stay ahead. He views life as a constant learning process, spending most of his time with fellow entrepreneurs rather than people who complain about the economy. Entrepreneurship may seem complicated, but it can empower the average person in the realm of finance and investing. The question then becomes, how can someone become financially literate? How can they achieve positive cash flow and ultimately become wealthy? In this video, we will share some of the best tips and tricks offered by Robert Kiyosaki to help you reach your financial goals. One important tip is to retrain your brain. Sometimes we believe that we are unable to modify or alter the functioning of our brains. However, by simply shifting our mindset, we can unlock a vast array of possibilities. For instance, if you desire a secure retirement or comprehensive healthcare coverage, it is essential to understand that these goals are within your control. You have the power to rewire your brain and make it happen. It is crucial to recognize that the economy's impact occurs within a specific time frame, and it also has an emotional aspect tied to it. By acknowledging these factors, you can better navigate and adapt to economic fluctuations. It may seem counterproductive at first, but debt can actually help you make progress in your financial journey. However, it's important to distinguish between the right kind of debt that works in your favor and the kind that simply becomes a burden. Good debt and bad debt can be categorized based on your financial statement, income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. For example, contrary to popular belief, owning a house does not necessarily mean it's an asset. In fact, it's considered a liability, regardless of whether you have any debt on it or not. The same goes for owning a car. It's also considered a liability. This is because these assets do not generate cash flow, but instead require money to be spent on taxes, repairs, insurance, and other expenses. On the other hand, a true asset is something that puts money into your pocket. For instance, owning a rental property can be a good example of an asset, as it generates income that flows into your pocket. When you live in your own house, it becomes a liability because the cash flows out towards expenses. The distinction between assets and liabilities is based on whether they take money from your pocket or put money into your pocket. Tip number 3 is to seek out mentors, which is often mentioned but highly significant. Having a mentor who can navigate you through challenging situations, enhance your understanding of your industry, and steer you towards excellence is crucial for achieving success. In my Sunday school, a wise young woman shared that she follows the path where the 3 wise men are, not because they were wealthy, but because they shared their wisdom generously. According to her, if you aspire to succeed in life, you must seek out the finest educators. Tip 4: don't work for money. This one sounds completely out of place in a video talking about how to become rich and successful. While it may seem counterintuitive, focusing solely on money may actually hinder your financial success. Instead, Consider adopting a mindset where earning money is not the primary goal. When I earn $1 million, I ensure that I keep $1 million. How do I do this? By not working solely for money. If you work solely for money, you will be heavily taxed. Therefore, the first lesson in achieving wealth is to understand that the rich do not work solely for money. Instead of investing in the stock market, I choose to create and acquire businesses as an entrepreneur. This allows me to have more control over my income and the amount I pay in taxes. By investing in real estate, I am able to benefit from a 4-to-1 step up, meaning that for every $1 million I invest, I receive $4 million from the bank. While this may seem advantageous to me, it is important to acknowledge the negative impact banks have on others.